Hey guys, Jay here, and I am back in POE. This is the current character over here, the Lazy Jug Daddy, the AFK Jugg. Currently, of course, level 100 is still the same character, but I have made a few changes that I want to share with you guys. Some of them are pretty cool tech that I think is very helpful, maybe not in just this build, but probably in other builds as well. So first thing first, let's go to the POE. Here are the current gear. This one is for testing, by the way. I am testing the dawnbreaker and then a dagger with a +2 to level of basically +2 to level of desecrate. So it is chaos spell and spell skill gem. I got this character on my, this dagger on my character. So yeah, this is a dawnbreaker shield. I am simulating this is the best possible outcome. Probably you will never get this kind of thing unless you first of all has a perfect dawnbreaker, which should be like 250 to 300 divines, and then you also have to spam Hinekora's locked. No, actually Hinekora's lock doesn't even work because double corruption doesn't work for Hinekora's lock anyway. So this is very impossible, I guess. But this one, shit, this dawnbreaker, why is it this way? Right, 1 second. Actually, let me just get a dawnbreaker that is 100. This is the one that I'm having on my character. $19 here and here. Alright, I'll add to the build, and alright, now that is the normal dawnbreaker. And with this dawnbreaker, this uncorrupted dawnbreaker, you still have over 2 million hit pool. I will show you the dawnbreaker in my character here, right? 20, 19, and 20. I just bought this one for 40 divines just to test out and see how much I can get as a in terms of tankiness. So currently with the dawnbreaker, we are rocking a total of 2 million hit point EHP. With the Annihilating Light, so without the shield, and still got the triple damage, the reduced resistance, we are still having 1 million EHP pool with this current character. So what have changed compared to the previous iteration of the build that makes the build come from like 350k to 1 million EHP, almost triple? So the first thing, very big, is the Progenesis flask over here. If I remove this Progenesis, as you can see, that is like 1/4. So is this flask alone with this character is 258,000 hit pool. So with the flask we have a million. Without the flask we have almost 800k. Still very big. Still like double of the previous character. So how did I manage to get that amount of EHP to this character? There are a couple of things that I have changed from the previous build, and most significantly, first is the Forbidden Flesh and Forbidden Flame combo duo. So I changed this one first of all because a lot of people want to see if the build function without the Hinekora's Death Fury duo, and long story short, it does. You don't really need the Hinekora's Death Fury to AFK. The Hinekora's Death Fury, the Chieftain Explosion, is just for some extra clear, so you clear maybe like 10% faster overall. I have tested the build without the duel and it clears just almost the same, almost at the same speed in the Simulacrum. The time per Simulacrum stays like 1 or 2 minutes above, so that is not a big issue without the Forbidden Jewel. And from this point I will probably just drop those jewel if you don't have, If you have the money, I would recommend you to invest in something like this one, Valdo Storm Embrace. So what is this jewel? This is basically the Chieftain maximum resistant. This one, so modifier to maximum fire resistant, now apply to cold and lightning. So we have we get the fire resistance of this character to 90%, and you know that translates into 90% all elemental resistant, which results in the massive increase in hit pool. This is double the hit pool of the elemental damage compared to the previous version of the build. Alright, so that is the first change. This one I would like to credit to a friend, a viewer over here. So this is his channel, Pantat Buduk. I don't think I pronounced the name correctly, but he was one of the person who picked up the build, and you know, right, let me just turn off the sound here. He is one of the people who actually took the build and played quite a lot with it actually. So he is the first one that I have seen personally. Maybe there are people who actually do the same thing before him, but he is the first one who chose to use the Valdo Storm Embrace over here. So that is his POE. His POE is 700k EHP over here, and that is the all credits go to him for using the Valdo Storm Embrace jewel. Initially, the reason that I used the Chieftain Explosion jewels was because it was very cheap. If it's no longer cheap, then there is no reason to even include it in the build. It just feels better with the jewel. It's just something fancy on top. It doesn't, you know, make or break the build in any faction. So yeah, just want to get that out of the way. The second change that I have made is I go ahead and change from this area for Elegant Hubris, and I go back to this area over here. This area over here, combo with a Thread of Hope, allow you to have an absolute massive amount of notable if you want to. My current one, I can have this one for 1 point, but it is 50 cold resistant that I don't need. So you know, if you have even a better Elegant Hubris, which they are, by the way, they are just not online, so I cannot buy it. You know, find something that is good. This one currently give me 10% per endurance charge here, 10% damage per endurance charge here, so that is 200% damage. This one is 80% armor, 80% armor, because I also have the glancing impossible escape around Iron Will, so I get 80% armor here, and then constitution. This one is 12% suppressed spell damage. So basically I search for any jewels that have those stats in any combo, and then I will just take the best one that I can buy. This jewel also have 10% here for damage per endurance, which is very nice. If you want to take this point, then you will lose out on 1 endurance charge. So you lose 1 endurance charge and you gain 90% increased damage. In my opinion, that is not a good trade-off, but you know, if you want to, you have a little bit more damage, but you have a little bit less EHP. A little bit more damage is not necessary in this case, so I choose to just stay with the original Anoint of Vigor over here. So the skill tree also changes because we no longer have this Chieftain Explosion, so we do not take any fire node for ignite chance or anything. So I have spent the point here for Prismatic Skin over here for the maximum resistance. Very obvious, because we are now effectively Chieftain max rest stacking. This one is still the same, this area pretty much still the same. We still use right now 3 cluster jewels. We still travel to Elemental Overload and then to Lethe Shade over here, all the way here. Another change is I dropped this cluster of this area over here. I dropped Divine Judgment because it takes 4 point and then 1 for the mastery. I changed to take this Fire and Cold which is also the elemental mastery, so I can have the hits have 25% chance to treat enemy monster elemental resistant as inverted. Right, so still Storm Shroud, still Immortal Force and Blood Notch. Corrupted Blood cannot be inflicted on you here if you don't have access to the Corrupted Blood jewel here. My recommendation is, let's say you drop 2 points here, right, for two points in life, so you have 2 passive point. One, you can just allocate this point here for 10% life, so that is very efficient. And then you can take the Corrupted Blood cannot be inflicted on you over here, so you have a way to deal with Corrupted Blood, so you don't need a Corrupted Blood Blood Notch over here. I'm not sure how available and how expensive this is currently. This is a almost minimum roll. You don't need anything more than minimum roll, I think, at least for this build. And pretty much it's the same, but still a lot of recovery, right, because we have other sources of recovery as well. Next one, the Watcher's Eye. This time, because we are stacking maximum fire resistant, I dropped the Herald of Ash, which, you know, without the Chieftain Explosion and Ignite Proliferation, so we basically abandon on all the explosion anyway, and so we are able to use the Purity of Fire. So in order to use Purity of Fire without having to use Enlighten, I choose to go for, instead of Aura Effect over here, I choose to go with a 2 reservation efficiency node here. So this Sovereignty will allow me to currently have Determination, Purity of Fire, and Petrified Blood all reserved on mana without Enlighten. I do have a level 4 Enlighten, but you know, if I want to, I can just drop Calling Strike and then put just Frostblink with Life Tap over here to use whenever I want. Then I have the Arrogance plus Vitality on the 2 links here. So Petrified Blood, Purity of Fire, and Determination will be linked to a... this one is the... oh, I forgot about it. Enlighten. Yes, if you want to use the Enlighten, then that is the way. We basically lose out on Calling Strike, which is whatever. I have it here, but to be honest, I don't even use it that much, because whenever the monster is on low life, it's not a point where this build kind of scared of and want to have some extra damage. In some cases, Calling Strike is still helpful, so well, I just stay with this setup currently. What are the other changes to the build? You know, anything else that I have not mentioned, please refer to the build guide of this build. It stays the same as in the build guide. I will leave a link in order for you guys to find the build guide video quickly if you need to. But yeah. Alright, the other thing here I want to mention is the charm. First of all, this is the same charm that I've used before. 6% area per endurance charge, so I still want a lot of area of effect, because area of effect is good for clearing. So if we want area of effect to still clear Simulacrum very quickly, the area is still very big. If you want to, you know, just specifically do very hard content like Valdo, I would recommend to switch out all the area of effect here. It's not necessary, the area of effect. It's not necessary for doing hard content like Valdo or Deep Delve or something like that. I don't think it is necessary at all with the area of effect. It's just for fast clearing of the Simulacrum, because, you know, speed is money. Right, this is still the same as well. Area of effect and 8% leech. This charm has changed into suppression. The second mod doesn't matter. This is one of the 3 possible mod that is useful. So you can have Calling Strike here instead of the increased maximum recovery per life leech. I'm not sure if this even works well for this build, because we have so much recovery from all the sources. So this might not be even that necessary of a mod. Yeah, that's just the suppression. Why the suppression here, I will explain. because I no longer have the 10% suppression on the rings, so I have to find another way to, you know, include more suppression into the build. So I still have cap 100% suppression here, and I want to take the 3% suppressed spell damage as well. So yeah, I don't really want to settle for lucky suppress in a build where I, you know, go ahead and min max. If you want just a barebone version, then lucky suppress is completely fine. You just need like 67 to, let's say, 70% suppression, and you are pretty much very good already. So other sources of suppression, first of all, the glove, 14% here on the affix, and then 7% on the implicit. This is very simple to have. This one is a Grand Eater World. So this glove gives me 21%. Also, the helmet here, this one is a new helmet that makes our character tankier because it has double physical convert to fire and then physical convert to lightning. So that makes the character tankier and still have suppress. My ring currently is a rare ring with the synthesis base of +1 maximum endurance charge. The other affixes are not that impressive. I basically just go ahead and first of all quality it with resistance, because we will, you know, on a ring like this one, we probably the best stat is just life and resist for this build. So yeah, I just spam with harvest, spam chaos reforged until I have tier 1 chaos resistant and then some decent. This one rolled tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 resistant. So I take this one, I lock the suffixes cannot be changed, use a veiled chaos orb, and then unveiled the maximum life. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I slam a divine and it hit 116 evasion, so that is a dead mode that doesn't do anything. Right, the other ring is Calandra's Touch. So this is a decent cheap option for anyone who wants to look for the budget setup of the rings. I still again recommend you to take a look at a ring called the KAOM'S SIGN. That is an incredible ring, at least for this build, because the main purpose is we are stacking a lot of endurance charges, and KAOM'S SIGN give +1 endurance charge, and because it's so cheap and so damn, you know, everywhere, drops everywhere, very common, unique, so you can actually shoot for a very good corruption. You know, which comes in mind is first of all, bleed immunity. So bleeding cannot be inflicted on you. That is a much better thing than unaffected by bleeding while leeching over here. Much better, because that is complete immunity. This one is just unaffected, and if for some reason there is nothing around you for you to leech from, then you start taking damage from bleed, and that is not ideal. So bleeding immunity from a ring slot, very strong. You can also have poison immunity from there as well. Ignite immunity and also comes from a ring implicit. So yeah, that is a very good option. But currently for the min-max version, not really entirely min-max, because this ring can be crafted much better, but I don't need any extra resistance, and a little bit more life is whatever. So yeah, let's say this one is min-maxed. Right, this is still the same brass dome that I used before. This one can be improved with another implicit, and also it can be improved with better roll as well. But for now, this will do. Still the same Ralakash Impatient with +1 maximum endurance charge. The gem setup stays exactly the same, so I would not go through it once again. Basically, it just revolves around Desecrate with Cast when Stunned, and Cast when Stunned with Detonated Chain Reaction for dealing the damage. Right. Still Mage Blood, the flash setup. Alright. So this time, because I don't need the Ignite chance anymore, so I have the ability to get an increased armor into the flask. So here is the void being shocked. With Storm Shroud, it is avoid being shocked, freeze, and ignite completely. This one is elemental resistant. This one is cursed effect, and of course, already mentioned the progenesis. Right. So I think I have went through all the gear. Oh, the weapon here, I upgraded this one to a 30% area of effect corruption. So this is much better than just a normal one. Normal one is still fine. Less area is less fun, you know. So the very big improvement in terms of armor here, 95k armor instead of 40ish k in the previous version. Why is this so good? You already have a lot of physical mitigation, you already have cap physical mitigation. Well, why is this so good is, first of all, unbreakable. So my armor also applies to the fire, cold, and lightning resistance taken from hits, and that is after all the other mitigation. So this build is way tankier because of that. We have 90% resistant instead of like 83 previously, so that is already like you are taking like 70% less damage or something from elemental. And now you have way more armor, like almost double, so that is applied to this one, and then you take even less damage. Okay, also armor and energy shield mastery over here, so a lot of armor helps with the damage. It also applies to chaos damage, just 10%, but 10% is like 9.5k. That is still good for chaos damage because in this game so far most of the bosses doesn't deal chaos damage, most of them. So normally the chaos damage comes in a form of smaller hits, so armor is actually quite effective against chaos damage from hits over here. So this one makes our chaos pool just basically from 23k to 36k, so it is 50% more for chaos. So yeah, that is the current changes to the build. The other thing that I would like to do in this video is to go ahead and run a Valdo's map. Disclaimer, first of all, let's look at this one. This has 6 additional projectile. Einhard the Exile Hunter, I don't even know what this guy do, but I hope that I can survive him. Area contain the fear. This is the main thing that I want to see, how this build is going to be handling. Area contain additional pack of restless dead. I don't think that is a big problem. Maximum. Okay. So this one is a starter one. Let's go ahead and see what it works. And I have another one over here which is way worse. First of all, unique monster and rare monster have 3 to 4 tormented spirit possess, so I probably will die 100% running this map, but let's try it. Still have the fear. We can only damage within 2 meters of the player, so we have to be very close, so that is also very dangerous, but you know, we still want to take hit in order to proc the cast when stun anyway. Players are 100% delirious. Now that is, you know, difficulty on top of difficulty. Players have 100% reduced effect of non-curse aura from skill, so you know, basically I lose on purity of fire and lose determination. If you want to know what that do to me, then let me show you. I turn off the 2 auras. Now I only have 42k armor and 86 maximum resistance, so yeah, that's rough. Right. That will be probably the ultimate challenge for me. Rare monster have 3 additional modifiers. Right, let's go ahead and do the first one. We go easy first, and then we try to, you know, do the, you know, absolute certain death map. Because the reward, oh jeez, Alright. My frame is not very good right now, but so far the normal monster here doesn't really matter. Let me see. Okay, so here is the feared. Alright. Alright, we tagged the we just tagged the artillery flame blast. Alright, so apparently this version of the feared is not good enough. Maybe I'll rip to this one, the feared from this one. Maybe I'll rip to it. I think I will definitely rip to it. But the fears is not a problem, apparently. Sure, let's do this one. Why not? This build is very good for ritual. Also, if you want to do the trial master, I have done, accidentally complete the trial master challenge with this build. Just standing still in one place. As long as you don't take the ruin one is very, very bad, because it technically doesn't damage your character. It just count the number of debuff on your character, and if you reach a certain amount of debuff, then you will lose the ultimatum. Yeah, that's still very good. Okay. Maybe I should have tried to whisk the map. Yeah, for Valdo's, I don't think that is the smart idea to do. Okay, let's go ahead and try to clear this map, and then we can move to the next one. Since the fear is already gone, I think the other notable enemy is Einhar, right? I'm not sure if he is still on this map, or he, maybe if he is near the fear, then he probably is dead already. Okay, we stand in the middle. These things can, cannot do anything to us, at least with this map. I am moving pretty slowly. In my defense, well, I removed the Quicksilver Flask, so I have a triple elemental flask over here, so I am much tankier to all the elements. Previously, or even if you want to use this build in Simulacrum, I would recommend you, if just for some quality of life, just go ahead and use the Quicksilver Flask. You don't really need all the elemental flask. You can still tank the Simulacrum reliably without the elemental flask. You can even, for normal mapping, you can even put on the onslaught, the silver flask as well, so you move even faster. For juice map, then I will recommend you to be as tanky as possible and then move slowly, like this version over here. Again, this setup is for doing very hard content, so my priority is to be as tanky as possible. So some movement speed, some slow movement speed is not a big concern. But if you want efficiency, you can totally just change the flask. I actually always have this flask on me, so normally I just switch out one of the elemental flasks and then just do normal mapping with the Quicksilver. I don't think the boss is going to be a problem whatsoever. since the feared is not a problem, then this boss, there's no chance it's gonna be a problem. Putrid Cloister, Maven's Invitation to Twisted. Go bring another Ventor. Let's see the Ventor. It is trashed. Right. Next Valdo. This one is gonna be absolutely insane. I am probably gonna die a lot this map. See? Okay, my kid is crying in the background because mommy's left the room without telling him. Let me see. Am I gonna die? Hi. Hey. Hey. January. February. Wow. There's a lot going on the screen, huh? Jesus. As trying to touch. Don't think that is worth anything. Let's just pick it up. What are those? Not sure what are those. So far, still going well. So far, so good. So far, so good. This one is probably a top rare, I think. 21. Yeah. Oh, the feared has appeared. I have taken a flame blast to the face, and my health doesn't move. Maybe that's not the fear. What is this, guys? Spies. Ah, yeah, I can only deal damage if I'm 2 meters. So I need to stay like close to the face here in order to actually do the damage. So this one is a little bit annoying, but as long as we can tank, then the close range doesn't matter. Wow, we can only deal damage in this tiny little fucking area. Okay, pure stretch. Okay. This is actually good for dealing damage because the monster outside of the tiny circle around my character are not gonna be dying, so they continuously hitting the character, and then it makes us deal damage. Omniphobia. Jeez. Hello, my old friend. Omniphobia. Right. This seems to be a little rippy. Okay. So far, still so good. Kosis, my guy. Kosis is triple ghosted. Alright. So you'll be faster. So you will die faster as well. As a result. Now this is ludicrous. He's channeling, so he no longer hit me, but you know, you're not alone here, closest. So your friends will still hit me, and I still will deal damage to you. Alright, please. Please die, bitch. Okay. That's more like it. Jesus. I stopped leeching, and maybe I have a bleed on me right there, and you can see the health drop very low. Now that is the reason why the immune to bleeding will be insanely good. instead of like the unaffected by bleeding while leeching. So if I wasn't fast enough to find a target to leech from there, then I am already a dead man. Alright, jeez, this one is going to be painful, but you know, whatever. Let's just stay near this guy. So far, not too bad. The area, we can only do damage in 2 meters around around our character, so that prevents me from really going ham on the bridges. Normally for bridge, this is actually very good for bridge as well. In this particular Valdo, because we are limited, the damage cannot deal to any target that is a little bit outside of our little bubble. Alright, I will save time and do not check those. Let's go ahead and see. Okay, let's go here. We stand here, we kill everything in here. We move here. Well, this map is so far, I think it is saving the feared for last, I guess. So far I still do not see the fear. The most dangerous thing on the feared for this character is probably the Shaper Beam, because technically I cannot AFK on any kind of strong damage over time effect. This is extremely strong against hits, but not damage over time. Damage over time, we just have the Lethe Shade to pseudo counteract it for 1 second, but we have to kind of move out of it, or we will take too much damage and then just you know, die eventually. Okay, this guy is very tough. Alright, Valdo Hazarding. Jesus. Now that is crazy. We are having 0 mana, which is why the life tap gem on everything is so good. I actually am a fan of life tap from this point on. It is actually legit. It's 8% praxis. That is a leveling ring. That is my favorite leveling ring actually. It deals with mana cost very well. Alright, I think I have to go. Still a rare. Right. Ah, yeah, so. Oh, here is the feared. Alright. Jesus. Okay. Now that is the limit. We cannot take the fear here. Let's go ahead. We have 5 portal. So let's try. Why do I still turn on the determination and purity of fire and vitality? Because I still have the bonuses from the Watcher's Eye, so still need to turn that on. I'm having 50k instead of 40k armor because I have almost 1,000 flat armor from the Watcher's Eye, and I also have 10% of fist taken as fire. Okay. The reason for the AFK build. Tub. Subscribe.
Donut.
Net cái gì?
Donut.
Không.
Donut. Donut.
Diamond à?
Donut.
January.
Fool.
February.
Fool. Donut.
March.
Donut. Donut.
Okay, I think I would drop a
Rachel.
I would drop
Rachel.
a portal somewhere closer to the feared, so I can get to it faster.
100. 100.
Who is this guy? You need to die. Okay. I think somewhere over here should be good enough. Probably clear this room, drop a portal over here, and clear this. Let's see what can we do with 6 portal against the feared in this very, very stupidly overpowered Valdo. I mean, if we are not limited by the 2 meters, the 2 meters very small, by the way, then we can actually dodge more stuff from the fear potentially. Okay, there you go. The big boy damage. I think I cannot stand in one place over here. Jesus. Maybe that is too much. Maybe this is too much. The feared from the previous map was an absolute cakewalk. This one, however, is a little bit different. This one might be too much. I am stacking too much on top of each other. Okay. So apparently this is the limit. 1 second. Let me actually go ahead and change to the other setup. Lifetime. So there is another setup here, but I need to remove a few things. Sadly, I cannot just get everything over here. So first of all, I would like to get the petrified bullet to somewhere else. Get a mortar core in here, and then okay, I have to link this for. Let me go ahead and link. So the immortal core, I will be self-casting. Right, I will be self-casting the immortal core on right-click. That is the first thing that I want to do. Let's just put it everywhere here. Right. Next one I have to solve is so this is probably the optimal thing. We still need the spell cascade for the desecrate, so we cannot technically remove empower, and we will not have enough mana to cast, so I have to remove the empower. So this is the next falling. Let me change this one real quick. Maybe, yeah, purity of fire, and this can go here because we don't really need the level, as we don't have aura in this map anyway. This is just for testing again. Arrogance, vitality, do we even need this one? I think we still need it, but it will go into this. Petrified blood go here. This one is arrogance, and yeah, cast Winston, purify flame. I think this one should still need some. I will go ahead and link this and change the color So we need 2 blue, so probably the best bet is to go ahead and do blue. So we need 2 blue, 1 red, and 1 green. Okay, we got it. Let's just go ahead and forlink this here. And that is the cast when stunned with Desperate. Cool. The other thing that we are needing in this build is cast when stunned and punishment. With so this dagger need a red. I need 1 red socket and 2 blue. That is good. Right. Shit, I need 2 red actually. Let's just go ahead and do 2 reds. Jesus. Okay. So we have punishment. The purifying flame is whatever. This one is the most replaceable thing in this build currently because I do not have a jewel or a charm that say increased damage taken on consecrated ground, so that is less important. Right. So we turn on everything. Currently here I do have 2 socket left, but let's say we think about it later. Okay, let's go back now with a shield. This one is the 2 million EHP version instead of the 1. See, still too much. Okay, we have 2 more portal to go in and just die, basically. Let me see. Oof. I think the Azeri Flame Blast is the one that's killing me because of the penetration of the Azeri Flame Blast. I'm not entirely sure. But there's no way I can see anything and dodge. So here is Chayula and a random. This is Chayula. Chayula should not be a problem. Chayula with 4 ghosts inside of him. Jeez. Keep in mind that Chaos is the least out of our effective hit pool. So Chayula is so technically Chayula deals a lot of chaos damage, so that is a problem for this character, but apparently that is we are still able to handle Chayula with 4 ghosts on him. Right, I will still consider that impressive. Okay, 3 whole stack decks. Beautiful. Synthate, Nightmare. Who is this guy? I'm not sure. Alright, that looks scary. I think the problem is with Azeri and then Shapeless Beam. Those are the 2 things that I can think that I'm pretty sure that I cannot take. Jesus. Yep, Azeri is the one. 4 ghosts on Azeri. Okay, so officially that is too much. 2 million EHP with this build is not enough to take that. There are too many things that will stack on top of each other and we cannot handle it. Maybe a little bit easier of a Valdo's we can still handle, but that is everything that I want to show for today. So thanks everyone for watching. I will make sure to put all the links necessary, the build guide, the POB, including the previous POB, and I also I think I will include a POB that is the cheapest current version that I would recommend for anyone who want to start out the build. Please keep in mind that cheap here still at least contain a mage blood, because the version that I want to showcase for the build is one that can comfortably AFK the Simulacrum wave 30 at least. At least that is the main thing that I'm aiming for. So yeah, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you think this is helpful or interesting to you, and see you in the next video, and peace.